Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Barry Black, and this is my review of The Fortune Buddies. Ooh, a leftover New Year film from TVB with TVB actors. That might be slightly unfair, but while The Fortune Buddies was originally made to be released for Chinese New Year in 2011, it wasn't released until August. And let me tell you, as much fun as watching a Chinese movie during Chinese New Year can be, there's almost nothing as bad as watching a New Year's movie outside the New Year bubble. It's really painful when you sit in a cinema and you see the Shaw Brothers logo and you hear that Shaw Brothers music. But in this case, right after that logo, we see this logo. It's kind of like somebody handing you a really nice, juicy hamburger and you can see a condom sticking out of the bun. The funny thing about this movie is that TVB produced it, so it's a little odd that there's dialogue in the movie insulting the television viewing audience. But then again, when you think about it, all the dialogue in this movie insults the audience. For that matter, some people would say that TVB itself, as an entity, insults an audience. This movie stars Wong, the world's most infuriating metrosexual. I'm sure he's a wonderful guy, but I just don't like watching him. It also has Fiona. In the midst of a bunch of people not acting or sleepwalking through their roles, Fiona decides that she has to do all the acting that other people don't, and you can tell that she is really trying. I mean, I'll give her that. There are about 2 minutes of decent acting in the entire 86 minutes running time. Of those 2 minutes, I'd say approximately 1 minute and 45 seconds are used up by Richard in a very small role, which goes to show how smart a man he is because he limited his exposure in this film to the bare minimum. The other 15 seconds actually goes to Fiona, who deserves acknowledgement for some really good acting because at a certain point in the film, Wong Lam's character proposes to her and she didn't vomit. So I gotta say that for her. It was nice to see Pauline Wong back on the big screen, but I felt bad for her being in this movie. I could almost say the same for Fa Chen just because, well, I find her easy to look at. You know, when you're happy to see Bat Lungum in a movie, the movie stinks. Then you've got to ask yourself, why am I watching this movie? Which I found myself asking 5 minutes into the running time. The Fortune Buddies looks like it was made on weekends and without much money. I had pretty low expectations, but it turns out I was wrong, because The Fortune Buddies exceeded my expectations. It sucked more than I thought was possible. The plot, in which brave and plucky local people must fight against evil, boorish Western wrestlers, might be seen as sending up the recent xenophobic trend in mainland cinema. But this movie is so excruciatingly witless that there's no way it's that smart. It's just dumb. I can't believe I actually bought the DVD, but it was cheap, kinda like the movie, so I could watch it again to write this review. Now, to be fair, there are a few very scattered laughs in this movie, but they're subsumed by an avalanche of shit, which we can only hope that someday TVB is. There's an Ip Man 2 parody. You know, when one of the high points of a movie is an Angry Birds reference. One thing I should be fair about is that there's actually some realistic kissing in this movie, and I know that sounds completely weird, but what I mean is it's so rare in local films to see something like that, I almost feel as though I should mention it. It's a good thing this movie's set in Mongkok because the way it's whored out for product placement is alarming. I mean, it's so complete that the title card itself has a logo on it. Oh, rape humor, that's always funny. Just like blackface. I can't really recommend this movie, but it's not so bad that it's okay to steal it. If you want to watch the movie, you know, because you suffered a head injury, do what I did and pay for it. In the description, there's a link where you can buy a disc. That's what you should do. If you enjoyed this review, please leave me a comment. If you didn't enjoy the review, please leave me a comment. But look on the bright side, watching this review is, I promise you, more entertaining than watching The Fortune Buddies. If you enjoy my reviews in general, please subscribe to the channel, because that way, you'll be subscribed! Thank you for watching. The product placement in this film is so whorish it would make Barbara Wong blush.